If I've got my timing right, Orphan Black Echoes drops today on Netflix, and I highly encourage any sapphic sci-fi fans to watch it. I regret that I could not contribute to AMC's streaming numbers before they decided to cancel this show, but believe me, I was really looking forward to it ever since I heard about its production. After all, Kristen Ritter, my girl Jessica Jones, and also Lucy from Gilmore Girls, was to be the lead, and AMC had already teased how she learned some ASL and Spanish for the part. It's really cool how similar Kristen Ritter and her predecessor Tatiana Maslany approach acting and embody a character so physically. But let's actually talk about the show. Firstly, this show has a single episode that is a work of art, similarly to how Black Mirror has San Junipero, or how Arcane has Pretend Like It's the First Time, or how Doctor Who has Heaven Sent. Orphan Black Echoes is not Orphan Black. It doesn't have as gripping cliffhangers, its drama might not be as compelling, but it still hits its stride with its themes of identity, autonomy, and humanity. But the way I've heard people compare the two, you think it is night and day as Avatar: Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. But Legend of Korra and Orphan Black Echoes still have intrinsic value, despite their very successful predecessor. Maybe Echoes came out at the wrong time, with its visuals and twists not quite as striking after Westworld, but it was still intriguing and still had some lovely cameos from our original clone club from Orphan Black. I only have three criticisms, which I'll keep vague because I want you to go watch this regardless of my petty woes. One, they forget how a certain character identifies as polyamorous and how they would ethically approach relationships rather than forget or hide this intrinsic part of their identity. Two, the side characters are still lovable, like in Orphan Black, but one in particular really needed more time for us to feel for him in order for a certain twist to hit. Three, the cliffhanger at the end was done so well after all the twists and reveals and events of the episode that it made me realize how ordinary the other cliffhangers of the season were. The original Orphan Black is the first show I ever watched where I couldn't stop watching. I distinctly remember my mom watching in passing only to get pulled into the first season and to stay up super late to binge it with me. I even remember making the conscious effort to slow down, since we had to wait to get new seasons from the library, but I just couldn't. That music, the acting, the twist, the obscene humor, the eccentric villains. Orphan Black Echoes has that in its DNA, but just not that intensity of drama and cliffhanger quality of Orphan Black. I'm sorry to compare, because even though Echoes can stand on its own, our media landscape won't invest in something it can't franchise, merchandise, and immediately get fans for. I wish this were like when Scavenger's Reign came to Netflix with that glimmer of hope that it would get a continuation if it did good numbers. But this is just another LGBTQ show that got canceled right when things were heating up and starting to be as gripping as the original. Nevertheless, it's a good show that just got overshadowed by its brilliant predecessor and its network's needs.